What's up? What's going on, people? What's the BQF, Black Quarterback Forum, YouTube channel, blackqbsineffect.com website. Alex Herring, yours truly coming to you. A Dizzle, A Boogie, all of that. Yours truly. I talked to my man, Tyrone. Yours truly, Schmeez. He was my partner last year. He'll be back this year. He's dealing with some personal stuff with his girls. He's got 3 girls, people. I only got 1. So he got a lot more to deal with. But anyway, I'm getting back to reading the book. That's right. I was reading again. Rise of the Black Quarterback. What It Means to America. Or For America by Jason Reed. Y'all know I said I was going to talk about this book. Anyway, I'm reading chapter 4, I believe it's called, chapter 5, The Thinking Position. And this is a statement from the only black quarterback in the Hall of Fame, Warren Moon, in regards to another young black quarterback, a quarterback way before his time, by the name of Willie Thrower. He broke the ice, said Warren Moon, the only black quarterback inducted into the Pro Hall of Fame. Speaking of Warren Moon, he was the first one to give little African American boys the belief that maybe, just maybe, they could play quarterback too. That's what he did for me. That's what Warren Moon said in regards to Willie Thrower. So here we go. Rise of the Black Quarterback, What It Means for America, Jason Reed. As I said that I would talk about that book, every chance I get, because it's the Bible for me, people. I love that book. So I'm getting back to my reading. I got away for a minute. But you know how life is, busy with other things. But I love talking about the black quarterback. So let's get into it this week. So, this is week 3. It's just 3 weeks into the season, right? We got some undefeated teams. And we got some, that are 0-3. Cincinnati Bengals. I'm wearing a jersey. I'm going to talk about this jersey, people. This is a Kim Herring jersey when he played with the Bengals. And I'm wearing it for specific reasons right now. Y'all know why. Come on, I wish I had me a Jay Daniels, Washington, the Commanders. I would have had that one on. But, I ain't got one. Y'all see the background, people. I just started buying some of these new jerseys. I got these older jerseys with my name on it and stuff. But y'all know I think I got like 20 jerseys now. So I'm trying to get the whole league. One team with a black quarterback. And we getting there. I got about 5 or 6 more to buy right now. So anyway, man, we just 3 weeks in, right? So I try to watch as much TV as I can and try to read. Life's busy though. But so I'm going to go over the stats. I'm just going to take it from that perspective this week. I'm just going to cover the stats and get into it as I go through each team and talk about the player and so forth and so on and what kind of chance. So we got 14 right now. We got 2 I had the jersey on last week. Bryce Young, he lost his spot. Andy Dalton stepped in and with the same players, and they just put it down on the Raiders, right? Same players. So I guess, a lot of people was kind of upset about Bryce losing the spot. For real? Come on. He really wasn't doing nothing. And then Andy Dalton comes in, former Bengal draft pick, and he just goes to work with the same players, and they beat the Raiders. I don't know how the Raiders beat the Ravens last week. Ravens lost week 2. They had to win against the Cowboys. I'll get to that game here in a moment. But they had to win, right? They were going into that game 0-2. They lost to the Raiders the week before, which they were still probably thinking about the Chiefs. But anyway, the Raiders beat them in week 2. And then the Ravens beat the Cowboys just this past weekend in week 3. So I'll get to them in a minute. But starting off from the top, Thursday night, we had Jacoby Brissett and the Patriots, who put in some work in week 1 and week 2, but they lost in week 3. Well, they lost in week 2 also, but they lost in week 3 to the Jets. But Jacoby, he was 12 for 18, just 98 yards, no TDs, no INTs. He was sacked 5 times, minus 46 yards. His rating was 80.3. And if I don't mention the rushing, it's because it was not significant. 1 for 2 yards, 3 for 5 yards. Only if it's significant amount of yardage and a touchdown will I be mentioning the rushing. So Jacoby's holding that spot down for a moment. We didn't think he would be, but he is. So not much expected of him from that position. And the Jets, we'll see how far they go with A.A. Ryan. Okay? Then that was an L for Jacoby. And the next L was for Deshaun Watson and the Browns. I have yet to actually watch a whole game. Let me just go over the stats of Deshaun. And he brought home the L too. He was 21 for 37, 196 yards. It was a 5.3 average, so he's trying to throw it down the field. 2 touchdowns, 0 INTs. He was sacked 8 times for 48 yards. He had a rating 89.5. That's against the Giants. Okay, and he lost that. I don't know. I thought the Browns would be better defensively, but they lost to the Cowboys and the Giants. And then they did win one game in week 2. I forget who they beat, but they did beat that team. But once again, it wasn't a great outing by Deshaun Watson, and it's kind of like suspect for him at this point. Will he remain the starter? We shall see. Moving on, Malik Willis filling in for my man up there in Green Bay. I cannot Jordan Love. I'm just trying to think of everybody's name, man. My brain's got so much going through it. But Malik, he ain't throw that much, 13 for 19. They ain't letting him throw the rock, but he is successful. 202 yards. His average throw, 10.6 yards. He's 1 touchdown, 0 INTs. He was sacked 3 times for 12 yards. Not that much, but he rushed 6 times for 73 yards and a touchdown. And his rating was 120.9. Okay? So he did pretty good. He's got them 2-1. They lost week 1 to the Eagles. And that was against his old team, the Titans, who drafted him. So he went back. I don't think he's from that area, but he went back to the team that drafted him, and he put a beat down on him. Okay? Because they were up early, and they controlled that game. Now it brings me to a game between the Bears and the Colts. The Bears' defense is good because they need some more out of Caleb, but they are really good. That was a close game. They kept it close. But Caleb himself was 33 for 52. Man, that's 363 yards, 7-point average, throwing the ball down the field, 2 touches, 2 INTs. He was sacked 4 times for 31 yards, and his rating was 80.8. And I checked his rushing. He didn't have much as far as rushing goes. Like I said, if they don't have much, 1 for 4 or 5 yards, I'm not even going to mention it. Okay, I don't get that statistic involved here. But anyway, Anthony Richardson, same game, Bears versus the Colts. He was only 10 for 20, 167 yards, 8.4 yards, 0 touches, 2 INTs. He was sacked 1 for 11 times. He rushed 8 for 24. His rating was 39.0 though. I mean, he's got to pick it up because that defense is carrying that team. I mean, they 10 for 20, 167 yards. I mean, he is throwing the ball down the field, but that's just not good. It's not good at all. I mean, they're overcoming his suspect play, basically. So he's going to have to pick it up. I mean, they're in a tough division. Although C.J. Stroud, did he got a beat down against the Vikings. I thought he might show up a little better. Just his second year, though. Rookie extraordinaire from last year, just in year 2. He was 20 for 31, 215 yards, 6.9 average. He was 1 touchdown, 2 INTs. He was sacked 4 times for 42 yards. That's a lot of negativity there. And his rushing was 3 for 12, and his rating was 68.6. So, and they got beat down. That game wasn't even close. I was checking the score. It wasn't even close. I was really busy this past Sunday, just doing a lot of things outside the home, working my second part-time job, doing some deliveries. I had to make some monies, people. So, anyway, C.J. Stroud did not have a good game, and they lost to the Vikings, who are 3-0, thinking they're world beaters now. I mean, we'll see. Jalen Hurts, they beat the Saints, but people saying he's not looking all that great. Well, he was 29 for 38, 311 yards, 8.2 average, 0 TDs, 1 INT, sacked 4 times for 23 yards. His rating was 88.8. He did have 8 rushes for 25 yards, but one of the rushes was 21 yards. So it means he pretty much had 7 for 24 yards, which is horrible. So, I mean, the team is winning despite what he's doing, but that might catch up to them. I can't really call the NFC right now. I mean, who's the best team? Is the Vikings? I don't think so. The Vikings are coming out the gate good, but we will see who the best team is. I'm not calling the Vikings. Nah. We'll see. Justin Fields. How about that? Justin Fields over there in Pittsburgh, man. They beat the Chargers. Pittsburgh's 3-0. We'll see how long all that holds. But hey, he's playing good right now. He's 25 for 32, 245 yards, 7.7 average, getting the ball down the field. 1 touchdown, 1 INT. He was sacked 2 times for 13 yards. And a 96-point average. If Justin has some rushes, I forgot to put him down. My apologies to you, Justin. You're doing well. Three victories and no losses. So you're doing what you asked to do. Win the games. Geno Smith beat up on the Dolphins, the toolless Dolphins. He was upset about his performance. He was 26 for 34, 289 yards. Averaging 8.5 yards, 1 TD, no INTs, 86.5 rating. He was sacked 3 times for 19 yards. Geno likes to push the ball down the field. I haven't watched the whole Seattle game, so I'm just watching highlights these days. Right now, I don't have all that fancy TV where I can watch all the games. Got to watch the highlights and keep, there's that Roku out there. Not Roku, I forget what app it is. Dofu, D-O-F-U, and you can watch all the games. So I try to watch what I can. Here we come. He won that game, by the way, Geno. Coming up to another win of Lamar Jackson versus Dak Prescott and the Cowboys versus the Ravens. The Ravens was all over the Cowboys early on, right? Lamar is like 20-1 or 21-1 now against the NFC. He just kills the NFC. So Lamar was 12 for 15, 182 yards, 12.1 yards down the field. He's passing down the field. 1 touchdown, 0 INTs. He was not sacked. His rating was 139.4. He had 14 rushes, 87 yards, and 1 touchdown. Okay? So, I watched some of that game. That game was on. And I watched some of that game. Whoa. That was a alarm on my phone. 7:05 people here local in Arizona. Man, that was almost scary. Anyway, I watched some of that game. I knew the Ravens were going to win that game, right? I mean, he's 20-1. I mean, Lamar don't lose to the NFC. That's why he can't wait to get to the Super Bowl. He's figuring, I'm going to beat them, whoever playing in the Super Bowl, right? If Lamar gets to the Super Bowl and loses, man. But I doubt if he will lose to an NFC team in the Super Bowl, as long as he can calm down. Dak Prescott, on the other hand, I should say, was 28 for 51, 379 yards, 7.4 average down the field. All this must have came late. 2 touchdowns, 0 INTs. He was sacked 3 times for 18 yards. Dak did have 1 rushing touchdown. That's why I mentioned it. 2 times for 7 yards, 1 TD. His rating was 91.9. My dog's in here making all kind of noise, people. That's why I turned around for a minute. My apologies. But Dak, he brought me home that L from that game, that big L, that big fat L. And he was mad. I saw some post-game, and he was walking back, and somebody asked him something. Anytime you lose, you're mad, man. So, hell, what they expect he's going to be out. Yeah, we'll get him next time, and it was my fault, and, I'm sorry. What the dude was mad. He's pissed off. Being paid $60 million, what was it? $60 million a year? And he's not bringing home the dub. Now they got to explain because they ain't going. Okay, I'm going to say this. As a black man who rocks the black quarterbacks, this is my hopes and dreams this year for black quarterbacks. Number 1 is Patrick win that 3-peat, right? Never been done before? Why not? If he can't win the 3-peat, then I'd like to see Lamar Villis get his first one. If Lamar Villis don't get his first one, then I'd like to see Dak and the Cowboys. So that's what I would like to see. But we're a long way from that, people. We're just in week 4 coming up. And, man, don't time just fly by when football season? It's like, man, one week after another. Anyway, week 3 still with me going over this. Dak Prescott. Excuse me. Kyler Murray. We just went over Dak's. Kyler Murray, after that perfect rating game, they lose to the Lions. He was 21 for 34, 6.1 average, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. And it looks like his rating was 76.5. He was sacked 1 time for a 7-yard loss. And he rushed 5 times for 45 yards. But he bring home that L this week against the Lions. And like I said, man, is the NFC up and down, and there's no dominant team right now. I know the Minnesota, and I think there's one other undefeated team. Could be wrong. I didn't check all the stats. I know Minnesota's won, and they got the Chiefs and Steelers in the AFC. I think there's one more in the NFC. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Horrible. I know. So Kyler dropped down big time from that perfect rating, which I just thought, it's like some, I'm not going to say an obscure, no-name pitcher pitching a no-hitter, but because it's only 30 quarterbacks in the NFL. 30, is it 30? Yeah, 4, 8, 12, 32. I'm sorry. It's 32 starting. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, 16 teams. There's only, so if one of them throws a no-hitter, it's going to be like, oh yeah, everybody know, a perfect game. Everybody's going to be like, okay, yeah. Then you move on to the next week and it's over. So, and that's what happened here, Patrick Mahomes, Sunday night. Okay, I'm going to say this about Patrick, right? Look, I go back and forth with people on Twitter every once in a while. I got a couple of Twitter handles. I don't follow a lot of people. They not all that big. Hell, not a lot of people going to watch this video. I just talk about black players. That's what I do. The black quarterbacks. Forget them other people, okay? This is about the blackness around here. That's why I call it the Black Quarterback Forum, okay? But Patrick Mahomes, let me just go over his stats. 26 for 39, 217 yards. Average, pedestrian. 5.6 average, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. No sacks for Patrick. He was 87.2 on the rating and 6 for 17 on the rushing. Then I'm going to save the Jaden Daniels for last. But check it out. So I go back and forth. Not every day, but to me, Patrick Mahomes is in a whole different category, man. I talk about this from time to time. You can look at his stats. I mean, all these people, and what's funny to me with all this football stuff is how everybody always believe until there ain't no reason to not believe that their team has a chance. That's the crazy thing with football. I mean, you could be week 10. The team could be 5-5. They could be in second or third place in their division. And, we got a chance. We're coming. So, but Patrick Mahomes is on a whole nother level, man. It ain't the same. Yeah. Look, you can watch quarterbacks, how can you say, mannerisms during the game. You don't know if he's losing or winning. It doesn't matter. He plays the game at a different level. Whether they're losing or winning, it stays the same. And you cannot say that about every quarterback. And look, I don't have one of these shows where I get up here and talk about football every day. I don't need to. Some of this shit's just plain and fucking simple, man. It's not that fucking complicated. You don't need some TV show to talk about this shit every day. Patrick Mahomes is the best, period. Until somebody beats him, on the field, he's the best. And he is up here. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud, the rest of them are down here. Period. You can, whatever second category, whatever fucking quarterback you want to add to category 2, add them. But category 1 is Patrick Mahomes only. Period. End the fucking story, people. That's it. Move it on. Jaden Daniels, how about, he beat these motherfuckers right. That's right, he beat these bitches. That's why I'm wearing this jersey. I wish I had me that Commander jersey. It's next up, okay? That Jaden Daniels, baby, was 21 for 23. Ooh, efficient. 254 yards. 2 touchdowns, 0 INTs. He was sacked 2 times for 16 yards. He rushed 12 times for 39 yards and 1 touchdown. His rating was 141.7. Excited to talk about the young brother, right? So for the first 2 or 3 games, none of them had any touchdown passes. I think they all had touchdown passes, even the boy in Denver, who we ain't going to get into because he ain't a brother. That's just what we do around. We talk about the black guys, and we got enough of them to talk about. Okay? So, Jaden Daniels beat up all these cats. And it was a game. It was going at. I will say this. The Bengals is hot and ready. They just have lost 3 games. And, they star wide receiver don't be helping them. Not T. Higgins, the other one. Y'all, Jamar Chase. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He ain't get him. It ain't my fault, man. I did everything. I did everything. It ain't my fault, So, Joe Burrow, man. Just don't know. We're ready. We'll get them. But hey, Jane Daniels is the rookie. Show them bitches what time it is, okay? I ain't got that Jane Daniels jersey, but I'm getting it soon. Anyway, that's what we got to say here. It's only week 3, people. And, it's just so much going on in this world. I'm trying to find it to make my videos the way I did last year and all that. My boy Shmeez come back, T Boogie, he might be back soon sometime. Like I said, he dealing with some personal things. Not on a bad level. He got 3 girls, people. I got 1. So that's what we have this week. And trust me, baby, it's just heating up. Ooh, we got some more good games coming up this week. Man, don't we? We're going to see. And look, check it out. No matter what a team does through 16, 17 weeks, it's about the playoffs, right? But you got to get there. Every week in the NFL is valuable. You can't take a week off. You ain't got 50, 60 games in these other leagues. We got 17, people. That's right, 17. So they got to play good. Ain't nobody going to go 17. We know that. Chiefs ain't. The Vikings definitely ain't. Steelers, they ain't on that. No. And I forget who the other 3-0 team is. I'm sorry. I think there's 1 or 2 more out there. But they're all going to have a loss, even the Chiefs. And then it just helps them all. Nobody wants to be 17-0 going into the playoffs. Because if you lose, then, it's like, wow, all that for nothing. So it's best to get that L out of the way somewhere. Somebody's going to beat the Chiefs, But if they were to go 17-0, the pressure would be on. That'd be too much pressure for me. But anyway, people, that's what we got this week, right? I ain't got time to go over everything and all the games that are coming up. It's always fun, looking at the games. And I was trying to check out what's coming up. And let's just take a quick look. I do got my phone right here. We got more games. So we got week 4 coming up, right? Cowboys. Everybody picking Dak and them to win that game tomorrow. Man, I don't know. Giants might be on to something with my man Malik Neighbors and the quarterback. Hey, you just need 1 good receiver. So we will see. I'm sure the Cowboys hungry to get that L, that loss out their taste of their mouth. But I don't know. Bengals and Panthers. Well, it ain't Bryce Young no more, so everybody think the Bengals just gonna go in there and beat up on the. Nah, I don't see that happening. I ain't saying the Bengals ain't gonna win that game, but I just don't see them beating down the Panthers. Panthers got new. We got a quarterback that can do it now. We got a normal sized quarterback. And he's a former Bengal, Andy Dalton. At home, he's just, come on in Cincinnati. I got something for y'all ass. Saints and the Falcons. Look, I don't know, man. Kirk Cousins, people saying he looking old out there. Derek Carr, I ain't never had faith in him, so I don't really care. Jaguars and Texans. CJ Stroud, they're gonna take out their their misery on the not the Chargers but the Jaguars, and they need a win. Worse than these dollar hoes need a trick. You know what I'm saying? They need to win really bad. 0-4, kiss preseason goodbye. Broncos and Jets, who cares? I'm not interested. Vikings, Packers. The Vikings gonna get that first L. Is Jordan Love coming back? My man Malik Willis still gonna be running the show. Steelers, Colts. We got 2 good defenses and 2. Well, my man for the Steelers. Everybody's name I can't keep forgetting. Oh my God, it's driving me crazy here with the names. And my man for the Steelers, if I could find his name, Justin Fields. Oh my goodness, driving me crazy with all these names. Justin Fields. That's going to be an interesting game because the Colts defense is pretty good. And Justin going to have to put up like a road warrior. We're going to see. Interesting. Anthony Richardson, his play been suspect, man. I mean, very suspect. They've been winning. I think they're 2-1, but his play is suspect. And the Rams at the Bears. Okay, well, Caleb Williams finally, and the rest of them, will they have a clean, good game? Because they defense, I think they can beat the Rams, but Caleb has to show up and play good. Eagles and Buccaneers, so we got Hurts going down to Tampa Bay. That's where they lost in the playoffs at. So this should be some, revenge factor. We'll see. Patriots at 49ers. 49ers all day. Commanders at Jaden Daniels coming. He coming out here, people. I wish I had the money and time to go see him. I would go. I would definitely go see him play the Cardinals and see what Kyler Murray and the Cardinals can bring. Jaden Daniels coming off that upset win, or they skipped 2 in my Lou here. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs at the Chargers. The Chargers are going to play them tough, I think. And see, this type of game, the Chargers will probably win, beat the Chiefs, bring the Chiefs down off their high horse. So Chiefs got to reorganize. So it wouldn't surprise me, but Chiefs going to give them that L. Browns at the Raiders. Man, the Raiders probably pissed about last week losing to Andy Dalton coming in right to get the start. So Deshaun Watson, they're going to be after you, bro. Then we got the Bills and the Ravens for Sunday night. Oh, what Lamar. Now, look, man, Buffalo been playing some ball. But Baltimore, they better get ready now. They better get ready because Buffalo coming. Buffalo coming. Then we got the Titans at the Dolphins. Yeah. Seahawks at the Lions. That's one of the Monday night games. That's going to be interesting. Seahawks at Lions. Seahawks went in there not last year, but the year before. I think it was just last year. And won a road game in overtime. And they back in Detroit again. So Geno and them know they can beat them there. It's a tough game, but we shall see. So that's that. Excuse me. So this is it, people. I get so excited when I talk about this stuff. This is it for this week, people. So we will see what's going on next week as these games start tomorrow. We'll see if Dallas can get that L. Get that dub. Not that L. I'm probably speaking the truth. They probably do get that L, and then Dak and them would be mad again. That's $60 million. I've been asking people, when y'all think the first $100 million quarterback going to be? Now, Patrick Mahomes' contract is $550 million. It's over 10 years, though. So, yeah, if it was, is it 10? Yeah, it's 10 years. So, it's like $55 million a season. So, if it was a 5-year contract, it'd be like 110, right? But it's a 10 years, so it's just $55 million a season. And a large majority of that is already locked in. They can't take it from him, or he's going to get it regardless. But most of these quarterbacks got 3 and 4 years. Like Dak, I believe it's 3 years, $240 million over 3 years or 4 years, and it's $60 million a year. And so he's the highest paid right now. So I've been asking people, when do y'all think $100 million, just 100 per year, like this is say $200 million contract for 2 years or 3 years, $300 million, whatever. Who's going to be that first $100 million quarterback? Because it's somebody that's going to be playing really good, probably haven't won a Super Bowl, and you're just going to have to pay him. That's what's crazy. They're paying these cats, and Dak ain't even been close to a Super Bowl. Jerry Jones, let him walk. You want to go. But $60 million a year, and look, if there was no pressure on Dak before, I believe there's pressure on him now, right? Because if you don't win at $60 million, it's crazy, right? What are they paying you for? Just to come in second, third, fourth place? Not even make the playoffs, because right now, well, if the playoffs started, Cowboys wouldn't make it, of course. There's a lot of teams that are 1-2, but still got plenty of season to go. So, like I said, this game against the Giants, you can't end up 1-3. It's a tough game. On the road, they're expected to beat the Giants, but the Giants ain't just going to get a game to them. So, we'll see what happens, people. So, like I said, with that said, let me see if I can see some of my jerseys in the background. If I can move over, there go Lamar and C.J. Stroud hanging out. I got Caleb over on the door. We got, can't see the Jordan Love next to Jalen Hurts, I should say. And you got Caleb hanging out. You got Anthony Richardson down there. You can't see it. But anyway, people, that's what I do, the Black Quarterback Forum, baby. I love talking about black quarterbacks. That's it. Look, whatever team they play for, that's the team I root for. They stop playing for that team. Like if Miami, if Tua don't come back, ain't room for Miami no more. You could care less. Carolina, Bryce Young, well, we knew that wasn't going to last too long. He gone. He ain't going to be starting no more in the NFL. So, bye-bye, Bryce. Collect that money. I heard something going on with his girlfriend. I don't know. I tried. I just can't keep up with it all. Football. All right? I'm out. Get back to you next time, people.